Ferrari Formula One star Charles Leclerc had a quiet afternoon at the Japanese Grand Prix, but it was in stark contrast to his mood earlier in the weekend. The Monegasque driver started and finished fourth at Suzuka, comfortably fending off a Mercedes, challenge led by George Russell. It was similar drama-wise to the first of Friday's practice sessions that saw Leclerc finish P3 behind Lando Norris and Russell after a relatively uneventful session. FP2 contrasted drastically with the first session, however, with constant drama. 2 on-track incidents and 4 red flags. The drivers had barely begun their run plans when Jack Doohan smashed his Alpine into the barrier at Turn 1 at 185 mph. Two-time champion Fernando Alonso then found his Aston Martin beached in the gravel after catching his tires on the grass, and later, not 1 but 2 red flags were waved, thanks to the grass at the track catching fire and spreading rapidly. Leclerc despairs over Japanese GP conditions. The shock incidents left most teams on the grid with the nightmare scenario of having barely any decent long-run data from FP2 to take into Sunday's race, and with continued high winds during qualifying on Saturday, the threat of fires at the track persisted, although this threat had eased for the race, especially after overnight rain to dampen the grass on Saturday night. One star who was left clearly frustrated by the chaotic practice sessions was Leclerc, who finished 7th in FP2, ahead of the weekend's competitive running. The 27-year-old took to team radio as the session concluded, saying, "It's a nightmare, it's a nightmare. I've had enough of this session." It just goes to show that even when the action does bring some excitement and entertainment to the audience, it can still be a pain in the proverbial to your world-class racing driver. Rather than nightmares, though, Leclerc will be looking for desert dreams next weekend when the F1 circus makes its way to Bahrain for the 4th round of the World Championship.